Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ohio Richlands. It's now March 1st, so the first job for today is get another 10 Angus cows. But it's going to be quite a busy day. We've got to give straw to the Angus cow barn and any left over to the dairy barn. Then we've got to give these guys quite a lot of hay because they've not got much left and the bar is already orange. But first we'll get 10 of these. That was way too much. There we go, $3,500. Now we've got 170, so only next month, and then we shouldn't need to buy any more as they'll reproduce. But we do need to put some grass to the big sheep pen as well. We've got to take some milk down to the dairy and the rest of it to the potato factory. But first we've got some contracts to do. Let's take a look. We've got fertilized field 28, just under $10,000. $13,000 to spray field 3 with herbicide, and the same herbicide to field 11, $12,200. So that's first up this morning. We'll get the little tractor on the fertilizer and get that going. We'll get a worker set away on that, and then we'll get the 7R onto the sprayer. We'll also put the 8R onto our drill, and we're going to put grass into our spare field. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost to repair it. I don't think it's much, to be honest. There's still fertilizer in here. Let's just take a quick look. What will we do in fertilize? Field 28. There's field 28 there, so I think it should be enough to do that field. We'll pull it out ready anyway, so the guy's got the equipment ready to go when he arrives. And we'll get the 8R ready, hooked up to the drill. We're going to do that, and then we'll send the 7R out with the sprayer. Which is down there somewhere. But we'll get this one started up ready because we've not used this one yet, so this is going to be its first job. Right, we'll get everything hooked up and ready. The workers here will send them out, and we'll see you in the field in just a minute. Well, that's all of the contracts now complete for today. We did take on a couple more as they came through. So we've made quite a bit of money today on them. For some reason, the contracts that I completed, I took some payments for them to take on some other contracts. So we did herbicides to field 3 and 11, fertilized field 28, then completed one of the fertilizer and one of the herbicide contracts when they were done, took on field 24 and 4, but when I completed them, the power went out at the house, so for some reason it disappeared after I completed it, so I couldn't go in to get the money for it, so I had to manually add the money in. But we're back to where we should be now, so we've got $80,300 in the bank. That wasn't meant to happen. We did spend quite a bit of money on things though, so we spent $4,000 on 4 pallets of herbicide, $3,200 on 4 bags of seeds because we planted grass in our field, $14,560 on 8 bags of fertilizer. In fact, I think that might be enough straw in there, we'll just double check that. And we also spent $2,700, oh yeah, that's enough, $2,700 to rent the lime spreader, and another $1,400 on 4 bags of lime. We also used up the lime we had here, I think we had about 5,000 litres or so. So that got used up as well. We've taken the milk down to the dairy and some to the potato factory as well. But just now we've got to feed the animals. We've got straw to put into this barn, there's quite a lot, and we need to move the wool from there as well. It's getting pretty full. So another job for today. But we've just got tomorrow to do, which is the 2nd of March. And then we're into April, which is the best sell time for clothes. So we're going to get that done. We're probably going to sell some sheep as well, so that we can get some extra money in, and we're going to use that to pay off some of the loan because we really want to get a good chunk of that paid off this year. But once we put the straw in here, we're going to put some hay. I think that's going to need more straw by the looks of it, because yep, it's going to empty this. Right, we're going to go get more straw, put it in here, and we're going to top up the dairy barn as well. Then we need to give these guys hay, make a mix of TMR, which we haven't done in a while. That's going up to the dairy cows. We'll move the wool from that sheep pen and we'll give the sheep some grass as well in both pens. Then we top off the chickens as well. We're quite low on barley now, but it should be enough to last us enough till we get harvest anyway. We do still have some sorghum that we can feed them if there's an emergency. And worst case, we can actually buy bags of chicken feed from the shop, but it is very expensive. I think it's about $1,400 for a 1,000 litre bag of it, so it's not cheap. But that's a last resort if we need it. Anyway, we're going to get on with this today. Finish feeding the animals off, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, actually, before we go, I did notice this in the store. Let's just check this. There, the conveyor belt. It's only $9,300, which we can easily afford. But it would mean putting potatoes or sugar beets or anything into that storage barn a lot easier than trying to get through the door with that big wide bucket on the telehandler. Just debating whether or not to do it. I know it's going to be long enough so it's going to reach quite far into the shed, and it's also helpful for unloading. If we park a trailer outside the door in front of it, we can load it from inside the barn. In fact, you know what? Let's get it. Right, so $9,341. And we've got a conveyor belt, so we'll pick that up later today with a trailer when we take the truck down with all the wool. And we'll pick up any closed pallets that sit in there as well. So we'll get that done at the same time. Right, let's get cracking on with this, get the animals fed, pick up the conveyor belt now, drop off the wool at the spinneries. We'll see you in the morning. Well, it's now the 1st of April, and we're going to have a really busy day ahead of us. There's quite a lot to do, but first off, we're going to buy the last of our Angus cows. There's 170 in there. We just need today's 10 to make 180, and they should start reproducing themselves. We'll just get that done now. So Angus cows and 10, $3,500. There we go. Now we've got 180. They do need some food because they're very low on food. They're taking quite a lot more than I initially planned. That's why we've planted the grass, so we can get hay, hopefully in time before they run out. This shed has got quite a bit of hay left in it. So all of that bale's there, and all of that at the back is grass for the sheep, so we don't need grass for, I would say, quite a while. The price for clothes today is very good, just over $10,000 a pallet, so we're going to sell all of them. And we're going to sell some sheep as well, and we're going to try and use that to pay off a good chunk of the loan. I think we've maybe got one hay bale. Yeah, we've got one hay bale at the back there. So that's all that's left for the Angus cows, plus what's in there. So we've planted that field of grass. And when it's ready, we'll ted it into hay and get it baled up to keep the Angus cows going. The dairy cows, for some reason, they've not reproduced yet, and I don't know if it's a glitch with this barn or what is happening. But they're 21 months old and there's still no calves yet. These guys are 15 months, they're still a couple away from the 18 months for reproduction. I'm just debating whether or not to buy 20 just now, just so we have extra. I wonder how much 20 is going to be. 5,000. Do you know what, we could, because then it puts us a month or two ahead if they don't. So it's still the same fee if you buy 2 lots of 10 or 1 lot of 20, but I'm going to keep it the same as these ones because there's only 10 of these. So if we buy 10 and then buy another 10, that's $5,000 in total. There we go. So now we've got, should be 4 lots of 10 in there, so when they reproduce that will give me a lot of 10 each time. We do need to take milk down to the dairy because we had to stop production as the milk was really low. But first up today, what are we going to do? We could do in fact we could do the sheep first, get them sold, because they're not going to increase in price or decrease throughout today. That is them at their, not quite the highest price, but we're going to get them sold to get us extra money for now. So our best price ones are $800 each. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 lots of them. So we're going to get these sold just now. How much we've got? 30. Oh wow, $22,500. Right, this is going to be a money maker day today. And we have 30 of them as well, another $22,500, and same again. And the final ones, $22,500. Oh, contracts. No, we'll leave them just now. So we're now up to $138,021 in the bank. We'll just check this pen as well. I don't actually know what age these guys are. If they are at the right age for selling, I suppose we could sell a few as well. If they're anything like $800, then we will. 750. And another 750. Well, we could certainly sell them. There is only 10. Oh well, that's 7,000 though. Another 7,000 to the bank. And them, oh, there's only 5, so 3,500. And we'll leave them there to get a bit older. So we're now up to $148,521. Right, I think first on the cards, if we get we need to get the truck. Where we were hooked on. In fact, because the truck's hooked on there, we're going to go and deliver the milk first, get that out of the way, come back up, then we are going to go and get the clothes all sold. So we'll just get this filled up, take it down, and we'll see you in just a minute. Well, we're just coming down here to the campground restaurant to sell the clothes. 6,000 litres of strawberries and 1,500 litres of lettuce, because that's everything the greenhouse had. This is the highest price for clothes, so I'm just going to take everything to the one place. It's just going to be much easier for one big sell price. But we did get $100,500 for all the sheep not long ago. And we are getting an additional, if it sells all in one go, $44,140, which doesn't sound right. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, because it's 40,000 for the pallets, because we had 4. I was just thinking we had 5, but there is, I think there's one sitting down at the tailor shop. I should maybe put that on at the same time. And we have plenty of pallets at the potato factory as well. I don't know how many more there is to actually spawn there, but I know we have at least 4. And we've also got to move the butter around as well. So we'll just get turned around here and we'll see you down there and see how much we're actually going to make today before we make a payment towards the loan. So we'll see you there in a sec. Well, so far with the sheep and the clothes, minus that one pallet of clothes, 144,000, plus all of these, another 61,000, so it's $200,000 so far today. That is phenomenal. I don't think there's anything else to sell. I've got the telehandler ready to pick up the pallets. I'm trying to reverse on the side of there. I had to pick up the butter pallets from the dairy. We are going to transfer them round to the potato factory. Then we'll move the fabric pallets to the spinnery. I'm going to go over the grass here, but there we go. Yeah, so I'll move the fabric pallets over to from the spinnery to the tailor shop. And what else do we need? We need to take that pallet of clothes up to the campground restaurant to sell. And I see if there is any more bread, which I don't think there actually is. I'm going to leave this here for easiness of loading, because it's a pain trying to get around the other side. So just have a quick check at the bread. I don't think there is any. I think we stopped the production actually. Yeah, we did. Right, we'll go grab the telehandler. We'll get this stuff moved around. Let's check the store actually. Oh really? A 6R. Right after we bought the 8R. Oh well. Another combine, but it's a class combine, so not really what we want. Another baler though. I think we'll stick with the one we've got, because that just does round bales. Yeah. Right, we'll go move this stuff around and we'll see you back up at the farm, where we're going to make a payment towards the loan. And it's going to be quite a hefty chunk towards the loan, I think, because we've made $200,000 today. Sold sheep. That was the bulk of it, really, the sheep. Then we've got clothes. We've still got one pallet to sell, so it would actually be just over 210,000. I'll get the exact figure and we'll let you know, but we'll get this butter down to the potato factory. We've got the vegetable fat process started now at the potato factory with the soybeans, because we ran out of vegetable fat. That's why we had to stop the production of the pallets just now. But we'll go and get this done. We'll see you in a minute back up at the farm, and we'll get a final figure for today's selling. Well, that's us back here at the campground restaurant with the last pallet of clothes. $10,394, which means we've got a total income today of $216,000, $216,432. So $100,500 for the sheep, $105,538 for all the clothes minus this pallet, the strawberries, the lettuce and the croquettes. and $10,392 for that last pallet, because it's slightly higher priced now than it was this morning when we sold the other 4 pallets. So an absolutely cracking start to this day, but we're away to lose most of that money. I think it's coming into season for fertilizing and seeding. I do also need to move the slurry tank. I need to use that to empty the dairy cow barn slurry and put it into that big tank because it's getting very full. But yeah, I think we're going to pay about 200,000 in towards that loan, which should take it down to about 730,000. I think we're at 930,000 just now. We'll have a quick check and make sure, but I think we'll go and put that payment towards the loan now so it is done and dusted. Before we do, let's just make sure there's nothing else in the sale, because that's usually what happens. No, there's nothing. Right, we can afford that combine, it's just the wrong brand. It leaves us with $2,000, but yeah. Right, let's go make that payment just now. I'll see you in a second, and we'll get the rest of the stuff done at the farm for today. Well, we paid off a little more than we were going to originally. We paid off $230,000 towards the loan. That leaves us with $34,346, but it also leaves only $700,000 of the loan left to pay. It is slowly coming down. It's taken a while, but we were really waiting for that sheep to pick up in price, which they did. And obviously they close at the best sell price. If we'd waited for the rest of the pallets, we would have had a good bit more in fortunes to pay off that loan. We could have had probably an extra maybe $70,000 to $80,000 towards that loan, but instead we got an 8-hour tractor, which I would much rather have, especially when it comes to the busy season. But let's get the hay done and into the Angus barn. We'll get all the animals fed and up to date. I think that's kind of it for today. Move the slurry into the storage tank, but apart from that, today is done. It's still going to take a few hours. It's going to be until kind of mid-afternoon until we're finished everything and kind of caught up round about here. And then obviously we did the fertilizing on our grass field this morning first thing. But now that it's done, we need to wait until I think until May maybe. We're not going to do it tomorrow, it's a bit too soon. We'll use that first bale up here. That clears out here and we can get more room for more bales if we ever need it. Not that we do, because we have plenty on site of every different kind you can imagine. In fact, we'll maybe sit that one down, it's going to be a little bit safer. There we go. Well, didn't really work. Nope. Oh well. Right, let's get this cows and animals fed. Oh. There we go. Right, we'll work away on doing this. We can pull the trailer around this side now actually, because we'll be loading out of this barn. Yeah, by the looks of it, we're going to need that grass field cut into hay. We're probably going to need to change one of the other fields into grass as well once they're harvested. Because at the rate they've went through that, I don't think it's going to take too long for them to get through this as well. Right, we'll go and get this done. And we'll see you in just a second once we've done all of this. Move the slurry over and finish off today. So, see you in a little bit. Well, that is the last load of slurry going into the big storage tank now. I can't remember how much there is in total, but we've got quite a big amount now. There's obviously going to be a bit more now that we've got the extra dairy cows. I'm not actually sure if it produces any at the Angus cows or not. If it does, there's going to be a really big amount by the end of this year, especially when they start reproducing every month. We could jump out and take a quick look once we start unloading. It's going to be very close to 200,000 litres of slurry. 192,000 litres, 192,198 litres. I think we could just leave that tractor here because there's nothing really for it. Next, there's no contracts. All the animals are up to date and fed, and we've paid off a good chunk of that loan. So I think it's time to jump into tomorrow. We'll maybe not fertilise the grass field. We'll probably do that next month. And then when it gets to, I think we could actually maybe use the dash trailer. We'll have to have a look into that and see what we need for it. I know it is different chemical, but everything will be okay for just now, and we can jump into tomorrow. They have used some of this. Yep. Right, we're going to jump into tomorrow, but that will be in the next episode. But we've done quite a bit in this one, the last episode as well. But we'll leave that here just now, and we'll see you bright and early on the 2nd of April for the next episode. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again in the next one very soon. Thanks for watching.